All right, it's like having a front-of-the-line pass for the DMV.
A startup company is now offering you a way to beat the backup at the DMV, but it comes with a price. CBS 2 investigator Kristine Lazar joins us with the details.
You know, it's so interesting because I get so many emails from people who are frustrated with the DMV.
Sure.
And of course, someone up in San Francisco in the Bay Area is going to say, aha, I have an idea.
Yeah.
Now, the website is called YoGov.org, and they say they've helped about 200,000 Californians get quick and easy appointments at the DMV since they launched 2 years ago. Now, this comes at a time when the DMV has struggled with long lines and not enough available appointments because of the rush to get the real ID. This was the line outside the downtown LA DMV at 7:30 one morning, a half hour before they even opened the doors. And one of the first people in line was this man, Devin Fairley. He's being paid to be here.
Usually, I think we try to get her about 6, so we're probably first, maybe second in line.
Devin is a line concierge with YoGov.org, a startup out of the Bay Area that offers customers a way to skip the line at the DMV for about $95. YoGov concierges will wait for you and then text you to come down to swap places just in the nick of time.
You leave them literally second in line, first in line sometimes. So their process, they can be in and out of DMV 15 minutes sometimes.
There's a lot of examples of private companies actually aiding public sector organizations. And that's how we see ourselves. Ryder Pierce founded the company after having his own frustrating and drawn-out experience at the DMV. The most popular service on the website is the Express DMV appointment, where they promise to secure you an appointment within 3 to 4 weeks, half of what they claim the average wait time is in California. We will start looking on your behalf. As soon as you submit a request, there are often cancellations in the system and in any booking system for that matter. Pierce says YoGov doesn't use bots to scoop up appointments. He denies that his paid service is making it harder for those who don't want to pay to get an appointment. Bill Bowman used YoGov last spring after his wallet was stolen, and the only spots available on the DMV's website were 2 months out. How quickly were they able to get you an appointment?
I think it was about 8 business days.
What do you think of this company that's essentially capitalizing off of the DMV's inefficiency?
It's frustrating that you have to go through a company like that to get an appointment at a government agency that really affects us.
Elizabeth Wilson and her husband Tiger turned to YoGov when he needed a real ID.
We got an appointment in 10 days and we were in and out within an hour.
YoGov has now expanded into TSA pre-check enrollment and even door-to-door passport renewal. Pierce says he sees his company as part of the solution, even if that means we'll have to pay for services that are offered for free.
We have, one-click shopping with Amazon, one-click transportation with Uber and Lyft. We believe there should be a future where there's one-click government services.
YoGov is now expanding into other states. I asked the DMV what they think of YoGov, and all a spokesperson would say is their investigations division is looking into the startup and that they want to remind everyone that it is free to schedule an appointment at the DMV. But of course, if you can't get an appointment for several months, what's it worth to you?
Exactly. I think it's worth it.
And you were bringing up the issue about should a private company like that have to make up for an ineffective government?
Right. I mean, that's what some people are saying. We shouldn't have to pay for these things. We should be able to get in and out of the DMV in a reasonable amount of time. But look, when's that going to happen?
It's not going to happen for quite some time.
Got to pay for a fast pass in order to get to the airport now.
That's so true.
Yeah. But unfortunately, everybody can't afford to pay for that.
Exactly.
So there's also that aspect of it.
Kristine, that was great. Thanks. All right, can 2 on Your Side help you? Email 2 on Your Side at cbs.com and tell us about your problem. Your tweet, you could tweet us also using the hashtag 2 on Your Side. We'll see what we can do to help you out.